Okay. Hopefully that's all the cars that are gonna go by. I don't have a mic yet. Um, and I feel like trying to connect my headphones. Of course, if you're gonna record outside, it's gonna be outside sounds, but hopefully this will work out. The cars just started going by because they wasn't going by 10 minutes ago when I was setting up. Anyways, I'm here to talk about failure. this is this has been the theme of my life for the past 2 years since I graduated undergrad, which may, is the lighting gonna figure itself out? Okay, which may be a little like, I don't know if crazy is the right word, but I think perspective is really important because I'm currently in a graduate program and somehow I still feel like a failure. Um, so it's just, yeah, it's been a really big theme of my life since graduating undergrad and has caused a lot of mental distress, emotional heartache for me. And it's something that I had to learn how to do and how to handle. And I want to talk about some of the insights that I've gotten from it. Um, so a little bit of background. In undergrad, I started this business, which was focused on financial education and financial advisory, but I was only working on it during the summers. And I wasn't doing a lot of marketing, which, if you know anything about business, if you're not marketing, are you really doing business? But that was from the advice of the person that was guiding me at the time. I There wasn't much of an emphasis um, on marketing at the time, and it was more so just like developing my skills and developing like some of the things that I would decide to be selling. And then after graduation, it was time to do the marketing, and I always knew I was going to struggle with it because I have a really bad fear of rejection, which I don't think it's as bad now as it was when I was like younger and like right when I graduated undergrad. But that's just because I went through the psychological and emotional distress of facing rejection in these past 2 years, to the point where it's like I've synthesized it, I've learned how to deal with it, I know how to prepare myself for it, um, and to lessen its effects on me. But because I knew I had a really bad fear of rejection, I just knew marketing was going to be so hard. Like I just knew it was going to be so hard, and it was very difficult. I developed crippling, debilitating anxiety because of it, which made it hard to do anything. Like you can't do anything, you can't put yourself out there if you're constantly anxious. And yeah, at some point, a year and some months after graduating, a year after I tried to start doing my business full time, I had to come to accept the fact that I failed. And I think I wish I had been able to get to that point sooner, because if I did, I think I would have. Sorry, let me write something. I have my notes here, but there's something I just remembered that I wanted to add. I think if I had come to that conclusion that I failed sooner, I wouldn't have stayed in the distress and the anxiety for as long as I did. And I've been talking to like different people about it, like whenever they ask, especially older people, they're like, "Oh, you haven't failed. You're so young. You have so much potential. Like you've done so many things so far. How could you think that you failed?" But I think even trying to encourage me in that way felt a bit like gaslighting. Because let me let this car go by. It felt like gaslighting because I don't think they were truly understanding and interpreting the experience that I was having. And telling me that I haven't failed was actually keeping me in the mental cycle that I was in before, instead of actually helping me to move forward with it. Because the thing that was hard for me to accept is that I'm not going to reach this goal that I set out for myself. And I'm just going to say, I know it sounds a bit outrageous, but my goal was to be able to make $100,000 in my first year, which is actually, it's not impossible. There are so many people that do it. So it's actually not impossible. But I just didn't have the resources that I needed to actually achieve that goal. And I think that was the thing that was really like bogging me down is I have this goal and I'm not going to be able to reach it. And it was so hard for me to let go of this thing that I believe that I could do and that I know it's possible to do. And just all of these thoughts that I had in my head about like who I am and what I can do and the things that I'm chasing and if it's possible for me was just like weighing me down, which not accepting the fact that I failed was keeping me in that cycle of thinking about these things. As soon as I accepted the fact that I had failed at this goal, it was like, okay, so what do we do now? And I couldn't get to that place of thinking about what do I do now if I hadn't accepted the fact that I failed at the goal. Because not accepting the fact that I failed was keeping me in the mindset of trying to pursue this thing with what I currently have, which was not possible. And it's what was causing all this anxiety. But as soon as I was like, I failed, okay, what now? It's like a whole new world of opportunities opened up about who I am, what I can do, what is possible, all the opportunities and resources that I have available to me, what my life could look like. It's like as soon as I let go of this thing that I was holding so tightly onto, all of the other possibilities of my life started to open up. And it's taken months for that to come to fruition because so I accepted I failed back in it's May 2026 right now. I accepted I failed back in July of 2025. And as a result of that failure, I think it's easy to say, "Oh yeah, you failed, you just change your mindset," but there are material consequences for some of the decisions that I made within that year before 2024 to 2025 that led me to have serious mental health problems from September to now. I'm just now feeling like myself again and feeling normal. So let's go. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 9 months. 9 months of very serious mental health decline as a result of the material consequences of this decision that I made, along with just a lot of other things that were going on in my life. So the failure happened way before, right? The acceptance of failure happened. Then I had to deal with the ramifications of that decision. Dealing with that ramifications came with very bad mental health struggles. And now I'm on the other side of the mental health struggles. Well, I'm still coming out of it, but I'm mostly out of it. And now it's like, okay, I'm like waking back up to the life that I had when my mental health starting to decline, and I'm like, where do we go from here? Because I'm in a rebuilding phase. Um I'm in a rebuilding phase, and it's like, okay, that goal that I had didn't happen. Now what does my life look like going forward? And there's just so much freedom that I think I am experiencing now in terms of what are all of the possibilities available to me. That was really hard for me to see when I was pursuing this goal. Now, it's not like I'm not still deciding to pursue business. It's not like I'm not like still deciding to pursue business. I am. That's just like one of the possibilities of all of the other things I'm doing. I mean, I'm currently in a graduate program, so all of the possibilities that come with that, different creative things that I want to do and that I want to explore. But I don't think I would have ever been able to, like, I think also because in the journey of pursuing this business, my identity had become so tied to it in a way that I don't think I had realized. Everything that I was doing was towards everything I was doing, everything I was thinking, everything I was consuming was towards the goal of trying to build this specific life, which the business I saw as the path to getting there and not one of multiple paths that I could take to get there. And so then there was also like the crumbling of this identity that I was building and believing that I wouldn't be able to be this person that I had set out in my mind to be. And yeah, just my poor brain, she's been through it. The past 2 years, she has been through it. And now that I'm like awake to my life again, I'm like, what do I have? What can I do? What is available to me? And it's just like, wow, the world is so much bigger than I was allowing myself to think about before. Um, and I think going back to what I said in the beginning, I'm in a graduate program. How can I say that I feel like a failure? Because graduate school is not what I was pursuing. I was not pursuing graduate school. I was pursuing something else. And I was still able to contextualize graduate school within the context of the business that I was doing, which I still am. But when all of that started to crumble, it's like, I'm like, this just felt like a plan B. Like, this isn't the original goal that I had for myself. This isn't what I wanted to do. And I'm just doing this because I failed at the original thing that I wanted to do. Plus, I'm not in like a prestigious graduate school. I went to a prestigious undergrad program. So it's like, yeah, just like all of those thoughts around like my identity and like what my life is going to be like. And at some point, like, I started thinking, I'm like, at the time, I'm 24 now, but I was like, I'm 23. I'm 20. What am I worried about? Literally, what am I worried about? But my mates are also, my mates are also 23 and 24 and 25 doing amazing freaking things. Um, and that's the echelon of people, one that I was surrounded by for 4 years, but also that I want to be, that I see myself as. And because of that, I hope you guys enjoyed the little birdies in the background. Because of that, yeah, it just made dealing with the failure of not achieving this goal a lot more difficult. But now that I'm on the other side, I'm like, oh, there's so many possibilities. There's so many things I could do. There's so many people I could become. There's so many people I can meet. So many places I could go. Like, the possibilities are absolutely endless. And I'm not like confining my identity and my future to this one thing or this one path. The path hasn't gone, but it's not like the only, it's not the only path towards the life that I want to live. And yeah, do I have anything else to say? I feel like I've just been saying the same thing for the past 5 minutes. Let me look at I hit most of these things. Um yeah. And I think one thing that I'm gonna have to learn, especially with just like the type of person that I am. I want to do like so many different things. Like, what do they call those people? Multi hyphenate. That's me. I like have so many different like talents and abilities and ideas and things that I want to do that I'm just gonna have to learn the art of the pivot. Like, learn the art of the pivot, because learning to fail is learning how to pivot well, and pivot quickly. When necessary. Sometimes some pivots need to be slow, but when necessary, pivot quickly. And I do think the freedom of failure is a bit easier for me as someone who is young, single, and has zero responsibilities. I live at home. So, like, failing is a much easier thing for someone like me to stomach versus people that have responsibilities, live on their own, don't have um family safety net, have families, are married, things like that. But I think even in those cases, I do think there's a certain freedom that can come with failure. Although, like I said, even for me and the little responsibilities I do have in my life, there was still a period of hardship and dealing with the material consequences of some of the decisions that I made. So I'm not going to discount that, and it's difficult. It is so difficult to go through that phase. But if there's any encouragement in what I'm saying for people that do have more responsibilities in their life, when you face failure, it's an opportunity for you to, I think reinvent yourself is a bit strong, but just to see all of the possibilities that you weren't able to look at before the failure happened, and realize that you probably have more resources available to you than you thought you did before, because you didn't need them before. more talents and abilities that you thought you had before because you didn't need to use them before. You didn't have the freedom to explore them because there were other things that were going on. And yes, there is the stress of I need to meet my responsibilities. I need to do this. I need to do that. Yes. And maybe a little bit of reflection will reveal to you that another path you never thought was possible is open to you now. From my naive short experience of life. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that, reflect on it, um, offer some encouragement to anybody who has failed, which is probably literally everyone. But yeah, we'll get through it. We live in a society that allows us a bit of freedom to be able to get through failure. So hope this encourages whoever needs to be encouraged. And until next time, thanks for stopping by.